Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and fellow Nuffield scholars. It gives me great pleasure to be here this morning to be able to share my study with you. I'm Tanya Robbins from Gloucestershire. I farm in partnership with my husband Tom and our two girls, Lucy and Hannah. My study is Innovative Women in Today's Agriculture, kindly sponsored by Central Region Farmers Trust, who I'm very grateful to them for all their support. I've noticed in our local area, the most successful farm family businesses, they seem to be being taken forward by the women of the family. I wanted to visit emerging countries as well as developed nations to meet women farming in their own right, involved in agribusiness and farming unions. I travelled to the Isle of Man, Ireland, Canada, Norway, Kenya, Uganda, India, as well as meeting ladies from across the United Kingdom. In Ireland, I met Anne Moore. Anne and her husband David started farming with 28 milking cows on 30 hectares. In 1999, their world was turned upside down when David was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Anne took over the running of the farm. She was milking twice a day, bringing up their two children, caring for her husband, and it all was a bit too much. So she changed the system to milking once a day and sold milk quota to buy more land, and now she's milking 200 Jersey Cross cows. In June, I went to Norway. On my research, I learnt about the Alladale law. Now, in 1974, the Norwegian government changed the Alladale Act so the eldest child of a farming family, whether a girl or a boy, could succeed to the family farm. As luck would have it, the week I was there, it was the Norwegian Farmers' Conference at Lyon. So I was able to meet a great many lady farmers who had taken on the family farms, such as Katarina Cleveland here. Katarina took over her family farm in 2001. She has 10 hectares of arable, 33 hectares of forest. Her forest attracts extra government subsidy. She has rare native trees. Norwegian agriculture is the most subsidised in the world. 63% of their income is from their government subsidy. But I found most intriguing, 90% of the Norwegian population support this policy. You can tell I'm not very good at these clickers, I apologise. In July, I travelled to Kenya and Uganda. I had absolutely no clue how I was going to meet the smallholder lady farmers in these countries. Luckily, a fellow scholar told me of the work of Farm Africa and the Friends Overseas Action Group, known as FOAG. Through these wonderful charities, I was able to meet these farmers. This particular group was in the Ginger district of Uganda. The ladies sat down. They are the farming leaders of their area, and they'd all walked for a day's training. The lady on the far right had walked 6 miles. It was when I asked them about their daily routine of life that we really had a good conversation. In Uganda, only 4% of that country has electricity. So for these ladies, their day starts at first light, at 5 o'clock in the morning. They have to get up, light the fire to heat the water, just for getting breakfast ready for the children. The children leave at 7 o'clock to walk to school. Then the ladies, if they're lucky enough to own a cow or a goat, they take that out to be tethered. Then it's into the fields where they're hoeing, collecting their crops. Every day they have to fetch and carry the water. They have to collect their firewood. At lunchtime it's back home, and where they had to, every meal is prepared from scratch. There's no popping down to the carriage for a quick sandwich. I travelled further north in Uganda, up to Lira. This lady, Mrs. Anna Ebong, she's the most totally market-driven person I have met anywhere in the world. On her 30 acres, with intercropping, so many crops, if she goes to the market, there's a crop making a good price that she is not growing, she comes straight home and she's growing that crop as quickly as she can. She has honeybees, where the stream runs through the farm. She's got a pond that's full of fish to sell. She has goats, pigs, chickens, and she's just bought 2 dairy cows. She owns a market stall in Lira where she takes her produce to sell. When she has enough produce, she takes a lorry full of her produce down to Kampala to get the best price. The road from Lira to her farm was getting extremely rough, full of potholes. She went to the local council, asked them to fix the road. They said, no, we haven't got any money. So Anna said, right, I'll do it myself. So she hired a grader herself, sorted out the road, and just at the end of her drive, the next foot on is really bad still. She's also built some lovely banda cottages for the tourist industry. In October, I travelled to India. Nuffield International Contacts were fantastic help here. I'm very grateful. I met people around Delhi, in the Punjab, and then we travelled south down to Tamil Nadu. In this state, cotton production is a major crop, and this is the main raw ingredient for the business for this lady. This is Mrs. Nagalashmi. In emerging countries, when girls reach the age of 14 and they reach puberty, that is the end of their education, and quite often they're married off at this stage. This happened to Mrs. Nagalashmi. She was not happy about this. When she learnt about sanitary ware, she decided, well, I will see if I can make some of these products herself. She formed a self-help group, got a loan, and started making sanitary ware herself. Unfortunately, this first business went bust, but she sat down and worked out, had she bought more of the raw inputs, a greater quantity at a cheaper price, she would have made money. Years later, she was able to access another loan and started in business again. Over the years, she has designed equipment herself to make sanitary ware. And now, thanks to this one lady, there are 25,000 women entrepreneurs. Now, she kept thinking to herself, how can the girls of this area, how can they access when they've got no money? So she went to her state government of Tamil Nadu, suggested to them if they bought the pads from her company and gave them to the girls would be able to finish their education. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to tell you this is exactly what has happened. This lady has made a difference to half the population there. Certain common links have come through whichever countries I've been to. These ladies are totally prepared to work hard on their businesses as well as their family and for their local communities. They have that total will to succeed. Sometimes it's taken them many years, but they get there. For example, Minette Batters here in the UK, she had that will to succeed with her Ladies in Beef campaign. The ladies that mentor others have just been such an inspiration. Again, here in the UK, Christine Tacon, throughout her, when she's been working for Mars, Anchor, all those years with the co-op, it was her very great wish to see people encouraging them to come on, hope they go on to succeed. these important factors have come through. We take so much for granted here in the United Kingdom. Education was really brought home to me, first of all in Ireland, and then in Africa and India. Infrastructure, whether that is the electricity, our running water, our transport, road networks, and family, where the generations respect each other, talk to each other, they seem to be the ones that get on the best. Following my travels, it has made a huge difference to me. Confidence. Women need more confidence. I've always done quite a bit with our local National Farmers Union, but I've now been appointed to the National Livestock Board. Time away from the business has meant we're completely re-evaluating what we do with our sheep management and family board meetings. I was fortunate to meet Katrina Klaas. She explained to us that as the family members reach the age of 15, they're invited to join a special family board meetings. Inspired by this, I sat down with our eldest daughter and showed her all our accounts and look forward to her input in our business. Ladies and gentlemen, this scholarship, I thank you so much for it, has had a profound effect upon me. My greatest wish, if I could help and assist in an East African Nuffield Farming Scholarship. And just over the last few days, I've been delighted to read Mr. Mercer's, all the work they're doing with International Nuffield, and they are looking to get more a Nuffield scholar in Kenya. I'm sure there's people here, you must have personal and business contacts. So if you could help with this, that'd be fantastic. Thank you very, very much.